Hello, Aries. Welcome to your January 2021 Oracle and Tarot reading. Uh, well. I'm late again. Actually, I will stop saying that because I realized that there is no late or on time in doing this. Whenever you do it, it's fine. I think I should just go with the flow, so I'm going with the flow, hoping that you will understand this and that you will understand that this is just not something that I can do all the time. And I'm also working sometimes, and what else? It's new, and probably people from Croatia can relate to that. We had earthquake, which is not something that people go through, anytime, every time, and all the time. And yeah, it was for me a bit of a challenge, and I'm sure that everyone who is watching this video now from Croatia was going through the same challenge as I did, especially if you're doing something like this, which is not like I will earn money for people and help them, rebuild their houses, and this is just a message of hope, a message of something. And for me, at first, it felt like maybe I should just, not spread the message because people are dealing with all this hardship, and maybe this is just not the way to help. But then I realized that, okay, this is what I'm doing, and this is my way of trying to help. And this is something that I believed from the beginning, so I will believe to that till the end. And I really hope, like I said in the beginning and so many times, that these messages are actually doing some help and giving some advice and hope, or whatever, however you are resonating with them. So let's go. Okay, Aries. There's a lot of changes, of course. This is why also it took some time, because I didn't know how to make these videos shorter. I was doing very long readings, and after doing my 2021 surprise reading, where I realized that there's a lot of people who watched it and there were a lot more views and likes and comments and everything, I realized that people actually are preferring shorter messages. So I am trying to make these videos shorter, but at the same time I didn't want to, to do the same reading and then just like run through the reading. So I decided to also pull less cards and maybe give a more specific message for each month, and also for you this month too. So what I'm doing is, first I will pull one archetypal energy card. It's not actually archetypal energy, it's the Wild Unknown Archetypes from Kim Kranz, but I want to pull them as an energy of the reading, or as the energy of this month for you, Aries. And then I decided to put two decks together in a huge bundle. A reading by itself in a huge bundle, and this is Light Seers and Muse Tarot. Now it's even harder to shuffle, so I'm doing it usually while I'm already reading or while I'm talking about something else. And I did shuffle them before, but I will shuffle a bit more. So anyway, it's like I decided to put them together because I kind of love the energy of both decks. And it's I don't want to use one for reading and then one for clarification, because they're to me so kind of similar in energies, and I find this Muse Tarot a bit more feminine, but at the same time, I kind of feel it's good to kind of to do this, to mix it up with the different tarot. So yeah, I'm doing it with this huge bundle. I will take your past. I will take one card for your present, second card will be for your challenge of the month. And the last card will be for the possible outcome. We are looking the card under the deck, and I will explain each card. But you will see this throughout the reading. I don't want to waste any more time on talking. I said what I had to say. So let's see your archetypal energy for the month of January 2021, Aries. Wow, the poet. How wonderful. Of course, I don't know all the archetypes by heart, so I will have to, I will use a book also, which is actually not needed. She says it herself, that the book is just her way of seeing things, but I like the way she sees things. So I want to, consult the book too while I'm giving you this message. So the poet to me, it says here, the artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poets to me are very artistic souls too, and I do see them as, they're holding the world and, absorbing all the darkness and turning this darkness into light, and showing the colors and the beauty of the darkness. This is how I see a poet and an artist. And most of artists are going through this. I'm sure of it because I was also doing photography, and I was also kind of challenged with the fact that the most beautiful photos I did and the most energy I wanted to give into an artwork, which was actually created and based on a very deep pain. and it was kind of, eating me alive until I decided to, put it into an artwork and sort of just dispersed into this photography and turned into something else. And it got a different purpose, at least in my mind. Okay, so I'm not saying that everyone else saw it that way. Maybe it was total darkness and they didn't like. Most of them were saying, why black and white, why so dark? But for me it was very, very liberating experience. So I will read and then we will discuss this a little. So the artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poet work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet writes effortlessly between the personal and universal. So also that is important, obviously, for the poet archetype. That it's literally going, like I said, deep within and somehow allowing everything to come out, like the truth to come out, and to see the whole big picture, not just what is in front of our nose. Not just saying I have a problem and that's the problem and I see just this problem and this is all I see, it's the problem. No, it's looking and seeing over the problem around you. So the poet writes effortlessly between the personal and the universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but to not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry you. So it says, when in light, clairvoyant, wise, timeless. When dark, harmful words, sharp tongue, thwarted creativity. If you want to go deeper, spend an hour reading poetry and then one more. So just read poetry. And the poet sits, and it says here, there's two also She put some sentences on the back. The poet is related to the shaman and the bridge. These archetypes, however, in the meeting place between the everyday and the sacred. It's likely there is a poem or poet that was meaningful to you at a young age. Revisit and reread it now. Be open to its message. So, I wanted to say that the energies that I pulled for this is the energy of the week of the month of January for you, and also what it can be relating. It's like also to it can be related to what I just said before. We are in the current dark times, and we need to be. I think that we should just be poets, and somehow find a way to make even these darkest aspects of our lives, or the hardest aspects of our lives, that we can like make them into an art form, or just to make them look more beautiful and get a different purpose and a different aspect. I don't know how to say it. It's like, I don't know, you find a dirty thing and you wash it, okay? You find something that's broken and you repair it. You feel a certain emotion and then you make it poetic, you make it into a poem, and then it becomes an art form. And it's like, in a creative way, you are kind of telling your darkness and your pain and your everything that is like hurting you, but at the same time you're making this wonderful, beautiful poem, which is like changing its structure, and it's like releasing you of this pain. So I think that we should all be a bit of a poet, in our lives. I think that we should be able to make the dark situation beautiful, even if it's like the darkest one, okay? And I'm sure that I was not in that kind of situation, but I've seen this in people. We see people in pain, we see people in hurt, we see people in very, very difficult situations, but at the same time, among these people, you come and see a person with a smile, and you wonder, how can you smile in this situation? And this person tells you, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy my family is alive. I'm happy I got the second chance. I'm happy I'm not, in a place where bombs are dropping. I'm happy I'm not anymore in a place where the ground is shaking. Or I'm happy I'm in a place where the ground is shaking, but my house is not completely destroyed. Or, okay, my house is completely destroyed, but maybe this is a chance for me to start something new, or maybe this is a chance for me to, look the other way, and maybe I can just, revisit all the things that I believed are important. So this poet archetype is really important. So if this is your energy, this is like telling you in a way to wake up the poet inside of you, and maybe you can wake up the poet in the people around you, and maybe you can wake up the poet that will wake up the people around you. So it's a very important energy. I think it's a very concrete and very like it's like very how can I say, it's not so much up in the air, like spiritual or whatever. It's very concrete energy. It's like writing a prayer, or or giving a prayer. You can use it in so many forms. I'm just the rest I will leave to you to decide in how are you going to harness, or how you're going to harness this poet archetype. But definitely, as the advice was given to you, read your favorite poems, take a book and read some poems, or find it on the internet. And it said that you should remember a poem from your childhood. I always loved Annabel Lee from Edgar Allan Poe. So if you don't know the poem, just go and read it. It's amazing, amazing poem. I love it. It's a bit sad, like the world today. But it still kind of gives you this wonderful, warm feeling. I don't know. Just read it. Okay, so let's see at your present energy. Your present energy is 9 of Voices, or 9 of Swords usually. Well, that can be not easy. Let's see now. Let's see what is your challenge. Page of Wands. Okay. I like how this is looking right now. I will show you what I'm seeing. Oh, and this is your outcome. 8 of Materials. Okay. And down we have, oh, look at this. 3 of Cups. Okay. So, okay. 9 of Swords, yes. It can be very, very challenging energy. 9 of Swords, like 8 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, all of these cards are kind of like, like stabbing us. And they're like, they want us to feel a lot of things, and to go through a lot of things. And it's not ever easy. It's not ever easy energy, it can be, like it says here, insomnia, fear. But this is what we are now in, right? This is what I'm telling about, what I'm talking about all this time. I think that we are all in some way, especially us with the earthquake above our heads, we are all in kind of like this 9 of Swords energy, with nightmares, with everything, with fear. It's going to be now, it's going to be here, it's going to be there. It's like, it's not an easy easy energy to handle. And this is what is happening to you now. But you, as as a poet, as an archetype of a poet, you have to struggle through that. And this is your challenge, to find this, the Page of Wands is like a movement. It's a moving energy, and you are moving into this energy, and you are moving into the energy of poet. And this is what I was telling, why I find it interesting, because I put the cards like this. And I would be bold enough to say that around the 28th of January, when there's going to be a full moon, I think that you will get into some kind of revelation of what this should be and what could this mean. And maybe it will open up about an energy where you will feel like, okay, there is a way for me maybe to look and to open up and to wake up this energy, and to really be awakened under the energy of the moon. So it's not like, I would not see it like this, let's look into the darkness, there's light, and I would see, for you, the poet is waking up in you. And this energy of Knight of Wands, which is also your energy, it can be definitely your energy. It's like really waking up at your energy and creating all this under the light of the moon. Okay, so I really hope that you see this too, because it's really for me, it's looking like that. I'm grasping this energy of the moon, allowing its energy to fill you up and to wake up in you, whatever this poet should represent. And also, look, it's going into circles. There is a circle here too, just like here. And the 8 of Materials. Come on, 8 of Materials. Look at this woman. She is literally juggling the roses. So I would say that it's literally going through the right steps, okay, now we are feeling this fear, everything else. But we will gain, the challenge for us is to get this energy going, but we will get this energy going. You will get this, and you will definitely open up this poet archetype in you, or maybe it's already waking up in you. And the outcome is definitely Eight of Materials, which is like literally being in your own like wonderful place, you know, tending to your garden and actually working on becoming this wonderful juggler of energy, of roses, of beauty, of, you know, maybe even the poems. Okay. And underneath it all is the Three of Cups, which in this reading I would definitely say it's like the soul tribe energy. So see these women, you know, like gathered together, hugging together, looking at the stars, looking at this moon. This is what I would say, you know, awakening the poet in you with the help of your friends, you know, with the help of the moon, under the moon's energy. So I would even suggest to you, if you really until the 28th of January don't get into some like wonderful waking energy, and you're not feeling like, oh, now I will just like, you know, write a poem about everything that is happening in my life and everything that I see around me, and just like show the beauty of life to everyone. I think you should just make like really meet with your girls and do some like little moon ritual. And of course, doesn't have to be girls. Guys can do this too. It's gender neutral. Everyone can have a moon ritual. So please, if you're a guy or a girl or whoever, and you need to wake up this wonderful and beautiful poet inside of your heart and inside of yourself, then definitely do this moon ritual. But also before, you know, be aware that this Nine of Voices energy, that this is not something that you are just going through, but your role is to go through it, to see the beauty within, and then to come out and, you know, show it to the world in the most beautiful and poetic way. Okay, so now there is like the King of Wands. So that is your advice. You have to become a King of Wands. With the Temperance, perfect. Page of Pentacles, wonderful. Devil. Ooh. So, what I see here at the Nine of Voices, I see that this King of Wands is waking up. And this King of Wands is definitely the fire energy. And it's definitely, I mean, we can sometimes connect this with a certain sign. I mean, the King of Wands would be, let's say, Leo, but actually it's a fire energy. So I want to connect it with your energy. And this is why, because the Knight of Voices, as we said, it's like fear and anxiety and not feeling secure and whatever, but we need you to be the poet. So the King of Wands is a perfect energy. And if you are in the energy of the King of Wands, then you are like doing the poetic stuff, you know, you're like the fire within, the fire outside. There is a creativity, there is like this wonderful energy of romance, of love, of this, of excitement about life, about people, about everything around you. So definitely you need to wake up the King of Wands inside of you. And this is your advice, you know, just let him come out, okay? And this Temperance is explaining this Page of Wands, but I want to say that actually the Eight of Materials is also explained with the Page of Pentacles. So I would say that there's a definite movement. There is definitely a sign that you will get into your poetic self. But at the same time, there's a Temperance here, which for me, it's also connecting with this like wonderful revelation energy, like the fire that will burst underneath and just wake up everything around. Because the Temperance is also like being in harmony with the universe, with yourself, with everything around you. And it's also, for me, it's like somehow, you know, getting some spiritual enlightenment also, and being able to somehow put yourself and allow this harmony to happen in your life, and allow this knowledge to to, wake you up for whatever it's next for you. And for whatever it's next for you is Eight of Materials, and actually it's explained with the Page of Pentacles, which is totally the Page of Pentacles is also creating something. So since I would say that art is also some kind of physical form, and it becomes physical in a way when you write a poem, you kind of share it with everyone else, and it becomes kind of physical and eternal at the same time. So I would definitely see that this Page of Pentacles is creating something like this. It's like I'm taking something which is totally not, visible, it's not physical, and I'm making it, into this beautiful pentacle, and I'm making it, visible to everyone. So this is something that is kind of like, in a way, advising, but at the same time clarifying that this is definitely the right thing to do. And this Three of Cups is explained with the Devil. And I think I will say it like this. The devil has two sides, okay? And maybe just one side if you are looking from a religious perspective. But in tarot, it can be passion, okay? But sometimes it can be blind passion without any, whatever. But for me, when I'm looking at this, so let's say that down here is the devil, and there is this Three of Cups. And then there is Temperance and the Page, and then up there high above is the moon with this poet. So what I would say that something will start the fire. Okay, something will start the fire, something will start your energy, something will lit up your energy. And maybe it will be this soul tribe, or maybe something will start the soul tribe, and then the soul tribe will come to a temperance or a spiritual revelation, and this will become for you a sign to finally come into your archetypal energy of a poet. So it all looks here like some kind of chain reaction, like something is going to happen with the chain reaction. So whether it's going to be under the light of the moon, or maybe you will have to light it up on the light of the moon, and maybe you have to be the one who will light up the fire with the idea of making some moon ritual. But definitely everything is kind of very, very connected with this poet archetype, and I love it. And it's kind of all leading up to it, it's like pushing you to do it, do it. Be the poet. Light the fire up. Maybe you should listen to that song, Come on Baby Light My Fire, from the Doors. I love the Doors. But let's see what the love cards are saying. Maybe they are saying, Come on Baby Light My Fire. Okay. 2 cards. Okay, 3 cards. Enough. Okay, so we got playfulness, to recapture romance, to recapture romance. Allow your inner youthful spirit to fun to shine. Chemistry, there is a strong magnetic attraction here, and forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So, Aries, what kind of what fires are you lighting up over here? So I would definitely say that there is a romance on the horizon, and you have to just be careful not to be afraid, and kind of destroy this possibility of happening because of your past fears or problems or pains or whatever. And this is why, again, it's very good to open up and to release a poet inside of you, so that you can release all this in some nice and poetic way and not carry it into your next relationship. So if some of you are really dealing with this like past fears, and there is like a new connection in your way, and you are not able to show your playfulness and allow this chemistry to happen, then really keep in mind that maybe it's really connected to your past relationship and some past fears that you have from your previous relationship. But you have to be really aware that even if it's not connecting to somebody else, this is always a very good thing to deal with and to get rid of. So definitely for forgiving and learning from your past situations is like a perfect way to go to go forward. But also, like I said, in my situation, forgiving and learning was coming by being very poetic and very like into art and into creativity and getting out of all these feelings into some creative way, and in a way like open but not open, very like uh, even maybe hidden behind this photography, and not like directly dealing with the person or a situation. I was kind of like dealing it with myself, but at the same time kind of like opening up to the world. So this is also maybe something you should rethink and maybe think about. Maybe it's time to find some creative outlet which will also help you to deal with some past fears and problems that you had in relationships. So there's a lot of ways that we can deal with things. We don't have to just sit and go and over and over and over our problems again. We can really find other ways. But at the same time, really playfulness and being like feeling the chemistry between a person, playfulness is always good. You shouldn't like stop being playful. And we should always open up this youthful spirit, the child within. We should never allow anyone or anything to feel us old. If we are feeling young, if we are feeling playful, and if we want to share energy with others. Okay, so there is a very nice energy for love also in this month, and I really hope you like your messages. And yeah, if you liked it, like, share, subscribe, comment. Please, first of all, comment if you like these new readings and if they're helpful, and yeah, whatever you need. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next month. Kisses. Bye bye.